JC Audits here. We're gonna have an amazing day today. We're gonna do crazy stuff today. Unbelievable stuff. We're drumming up the last few days of support for this channel, and this channel will continue. I'm sure of it in my bones. I'm sure that we can raise the amount of money needed. The amount of money needed to keep this channel going. It is absolutely unbelievable. We've got people from left, we've got people from east and west, all interested in donating money and spirit to this channel. We're going to bring you content. We're going to bring you interesting things from across Europe, not only England. I know you want to see England. You want to see basically the. You want me to film, generally speaking, you want me to film stuff in the UK, in England. I hear you guys. But at the end of the day, I also need to film abroad now and again. Once a year, if that's okay with you. But the rest of the year, my plans for 2025, there'll be lots of filming in England. Lots of filming in England, lots of interviews. I know you don't like interviews, do you? Actually, maybe it's not such a good idea. Lots of street filming. I may have to resort to doing traditional audits if this doesn't work. And I know I tried to make it work, and I was so close. I still believe I can make it. I think I'll continue to do it. I'll continue to fight for my dreams. I won't go down that route of the traditional audit. I'll tell you why. Because the traditional audit goes against the grain. It sets up an interaction. It tees off an interaction that could be conflict related, but then surely we've got to fight for our rights. Surely it's important to do that. But then you're going against a norm. You're being a deviant. But then the argument is, if you're not a deviant, if you're not willing to take the that's a beautiful little bit of scenery there. If you're not willing to take the hit to be sorry guys, I've got to film this. This is beautiful. I'm going to film this right here, right now. Thanks for joining me. Look at this, guys. Look at this. See more butts. Look at this. Hang on a sec. Look at that. Don't know if you can see that. See more butts. Dude, what are your dreams? That floor could do with a good vacuum and more. What are my dreams? My dreams are to create a situation where religion is seen for what it is. You know, that people can accept religion as a vehicle for social progress, that they choose to believe with all their heart that basically that it's going to be something like all right, as an atheist, this is what I believe. As an atheist, I believe religion is absolutely nonsense. It's completely nonsense. I mean, there's no two ways about it. I believe that, and this is why I need other views on this channel. I believe God is fake. I believe that Islam is also fake. I believe that Christianity is fake. I believe all these things in my heart, and I can't stop believing them. However, I'm fascinated by the interaction of other religions. I'm fascinated that we, as a species, still look at others with different skins. Some of us do, with some kind of contempt. I'm fascinated with that. I want to see whether law can somehow raise us up to some kind of different way of being. I'm absolutely fascinated by these things, lad. The whole world the whole world would be okay if religion didn't exist. Or Seymour Butts. I happen to agree with you, Seymour Butts. I happen to agree with you, but my only problem with that is that there were regimes in France, arguably the Nazi regime, the communist regime, anti-religion. Whenever you've tried to take away religion from society, and it goes to the top, it becomes a state thing, head of state, things can get a bit messy. Stuff can happen. If you look throughout history, if you name me one good, or maybe two good, peaceful, secular states where there's so many states in this world, if you name me two good secular states that are actually peaceful, no wars, well, I say no wars, no conflict, no history of conflict. Can you name that? Can you name that kind of thing? I mean, even that aside, even if it's not a war thing, even if you're telling me, no, JC, we've got to stand for the truth. It doesn't matter if there's wars or not. If religion is true, then we need to have it. If it's not true, which I hold, JC AUDITS, then that needs to be said, because the truth is more important than illusion, surely. I'm just putting it out there. Clearly I'm wrong in many people's eyes, but let's have a look. Joseph Bros Taito. So Taito, Jesus forgives you. Okay. So Taito, thank you the dude. Solace and prayers are the same thing. Seymour Butts, I'm an atheist too. Thank you, Seymour Butts. Think of St. Christopher. I'm gonna have to look up St. Christopher's story, so thanks for that. That floor could do, yeah. So look, this is honestly, guys, what I believe. I honestly do believe that that religion does not exist, that Islam is a load of bollocks, Christianity is a load of bollocks, absolute tosh, Judaism, again, absolute tosh, utter fiction. As an atheist, I do believe that this is bollocks, complete bollocks. But the thing is, all these religions have heavily invested in themselves and created, far-flung communities from every strata of society, every race, colour, from low class, working class, no class, benefit class, middle classes, up to the very leaders, potentially leaders of our country. The current leader of the country is Prince Charles. Prince Charles claims to be a Christian, has his own relationship with Christianity, I think it's been said, and with God. The leader of the free world in the States. Of course, there's no king or queen, but that might change now to Kamala Harris, that witch, that childless witch, who's in fact a Christian. I say that as a joke, but you get my point, yeah? So all that is extremely important, because it shows how deep and important Christianity is. You cannot ignore it, and you cannot ignore the personality or the person of Jesus that likely did exist, and that likely was an amazing man, and that likely said some extraordinary things, you know. So you cannot not take that into account, the importance of Jesus. All that's really important. So Taito, yeah, I mean, so my issue is then that can these states, these communist states, these states, anti-religious states, is that what we want to strive to? I mean, let's just put it to the side that I don't want to be in any position of power. Okay, I don't want to, say, be a local councillor or the president or the prime minister. Let's put all that aside. Okay, one, I can't speak. Don't have the right connections. I'm timid. I'm everything that you wouldn't want in a leader. So I'm not fit to lead. That is a fact. However, there are others listening, and there are others out there who will be fit to lead. And my question to them is, do you think that religion should be at the top of politics? Do you think that everything we do, if God is true, should be based on peace, love, forgiveness, all that kind of thing? Do you think all that should be like the fundamental tenet? Do you mean what drives Kamala Harris, for example, to do what she does? So, you know, do you really think that it should be up there? That's my question. What do I dream of? What do I dream? What do I want? I want a fairer society. I want not a homogeneous society where everyone's the same. I want difference. I want to look and see, oh, that person's different to me, but I can still get along with them. I disagree with them, but I can still get along with them. They look different to me, but I can still talk to them. Can we celebrate our differences? Can we accept our differences? Can we accept people that have committed crimes into, you know, and they want to come into the country that we live in? Can we accept that? You know, are we to accept that? What are the levels of crime? Can we trust our officials to make the right decisions on our behalf? Because is some of what's going on right now a distrust of those in power, that they'd let anyone in, murderers, rapists, blah this, blah that? Is that what it is? It's a distrust of authority. Where did this distrust of authority come from? Was it something that's social? Were the kids brought up with distrust of their parents? What is the cause? What are the root causes? Because the rioters aren't in their 80s, 90s. They're a bit younger than that. So how were their childhoods? You know, does childhood even matter? Does the nursery school matter? Does the life you lead, whether you're a single parent, how much love you've had and support, does all that matter growing up? What can we do to support families, you know, holistically, across the board? Provision of healthcare, exercise, green spaces. where did these writers live? And also the questions of disenfranchised white people who might feel they've been disenfranchised by, getting a hard deal, feeling like they can't progress in life, and these people, these other people, black, Asian, Chinese, driving around in their fancy cars, and they're being left behind, alienated in their own country. How can we resolve this? These are questions that need to be answered. Do you not think? Do you not agree in some way? List 360. Unfortunately, writing is the cool thing to do. So if one person has distrust, the rest of them will follow like sheep. So unfortunately, most can't. Let me read this again. Writing is the cool thing to do. So if one person has distrust, the rest of them will follow like sheep. So that's really, really important there. I'm just going to pin that comment just in case some people come back to this. So Liz, if you're listening, when you say unfortunately most can't, then I'd like you then to say, what are you particularly referring to, because there's a delay of at least 10 seconds of this channel, so maybe you can explain if you're still listening. But I'll also go back. So my dream is that, yes, there'll be a fairer society. There'll be a society that I'd say has technological progress that matches social progress. So we've got technology, growing apace. Can we match that with social progression? There's also questions about artificial barriers, lines drawn in the sand, like in Africa, across the Middle East, borders that have been set. I mean, essentially, these are godlike actions. People have drawn lines in sand, colonial lines in sand, and then the ants, the people, have to then obey to it. So, and the price of conflict is that industries has vested interests in selling arms and making money from these conflicts, and then seeking contracts after the conflict has ended, and also political stakeholders going in on behalf of their own country to gain territory, strategic, whether it's weapon sites or strategic. So subscribe, please give £1 to this channel if you want it to survive. Please do that. Please. I'm not joking, guys. Just check the community section out right now. Check the community section of this channel out.